r/AskReddit. What is one thing that instantly makes you think this person has no manners? When you offer your time and money to drive someone and they don't thank you for the ride. When you give someone a ride and they leave their empty soda can or coffee cup in your cup holder. Overstaying your welcome or inviting yourself to things. I had a friend who wouldn't take no for an answer. Like, get the hint. It's midnight and you've been here all day. Edit. To explain a bit more, I'm not talking about someone who just doesn't get hints because they are oblivious. I'm talking about someone who will make excuses and guilt trip their way into staying even after clear reminders that they need to leave soon. Or even just saying to them it's time for them to get out. If you don't get hints, that's totally okay, as long as you understand when someone asks you to leave. Inviting everyone in the friend group to an event and excluding just one friend, then proceeding to talk about how much fun they are going to have at said event in front of the person that was purposely excluded, in front of everybody. Happened today and thought it was pretty rude. Littering. Littering is on a whole different level. It's not just being rude like most things in this thread, it's choosing to actively damage your local area and wildlife. It makes me so angry. Hung out with a coworker once, and he threw all his garbage out the window of his car onto the street. Never hung out with him again. Coughing or sneezing without covering your mouth. When they walk into an elevator, before you have a chance to get off. Same W buses and subways. Some girl did this in a building I was in once, and I said, you know it's polite to wait for people to get off before you barge on, and she just screams, I know. Blasting music on the bus. Absolute twats. Yeah, absolutely. I hate those kind of people. No one wants to listen to your shitty music, especially on a bus on the way to work or something. Parents who let their children run rampant anywhere. I've seen parents watch as their kid pops their fingers through every package of meat at the grocery store and do nothing. Parents who let their kids kick a stranger's shoe or other belongings. Letting the kids spit on windows and rub it with their hands. Letting them run around the store, playing with anything and everything, and leaving a mess for others to clean, and the parents literally just ignore it. I never understood that. They really are your obligation, not the store associate who's unlucky enough to be working the shift you happen to stroll in during. Be a parent. Bad kids can turn into shitty people. People who don't use turn signals. Shit drives me crazy. People who act mean towards others for apparently no reason. I got this friend who always talks down to younger people, and I'm like, you need to gain people's respect. Don't take it for granted. People who cut their nails on public transportation. Do your grooming at home. I saw some crazy woman pulling the dried skin from her lips and putting them beside the window. People that don't put their weights away at the gym. Not everyone has the same lifting routine as you, Chad. I threw my back out pretty badly, and the free weight machines were the only ones that didn't hurt me for some reason. Trying to lift a 20kg weight from heights above your waist with cooked spaghetti for a back is painful. I had to ask someone to help me move weights so I could use the machine once. So embarrassing. Apartment neighbors who slam their doors as hard as they can. When you're right behind them and they let a door slam in your face instead of holding it for you. Yelling at retail workers. Most recently about wearing masks or putting hand sanitizer on. It takes little to no effort and people lose their minds over it. When grocery shoppers leave their carts in the middle of the aisle instead of pulling over. When they turn everything into a one-up contest. Not saying thank you to stuff like someone holding a door open for them or a waiter/waitress refilling their drink. I say thanks, but I say it softly. I get anxiety. People who click their fingers at waiting or bar staff. Talking over people. If someone is talking stfu and listen, when they're finished you can tell your shitty story, not halfway through someone else's. Edit. While my inbox is being destroyed from orbit, I've learned that people with ADHD can't help it, and we should be a little more understanding when they butt into conversations. I've also learned some people are cock and balls and never shut up. Interrupting these people is okay, unless they also have ADHD, in which case refer to the previous point. cutting in line. People who chew with their mouth open. It's disgusting and drives me fucking crazy. Having a mask on and over your chin, but not your face and nose. People who drive the wrong way down a one-way row in a parking lot. Instead of apologizing, they retort with "I'm sorry you feel this way." Pulling their mask down in public to cough/sneeze/talk or rub their nose with their hand. Worst case, they touch something like a door or try to shake your hand. Pulling it down to sneeze? Da fuck? When other people's children jump on my furniture. If they throw cash on the counter instead of handing it to the cashier. Anything that looks like they think they are way more important than anyone else. Not pausing what you're doing, assuming you can, to meet someone, or straight up not acknowledging someone. I remember introducing my best friend from high school to the new friends I made in college, and they wouldn't pause their movie to meet her and just sort of looked over and rolled their eyes when I tried to introduce her. The blokes came over to say hi, and I could hear the girls complain we were interrupting their movie. It won't surprise anyone to learn that my friend is very pretty and personable. I basically turned to her and said, "Guess they're intimidated by you." Similarly, people making plans that clearly could include someone in front of them, but not inviting them is incredibly rude, and I can't believe how many people F this up. Give an excuse, invite them like a big boy, or wait to make your plans in private. Especially if it's more than a row. Is Saturday still good? You can sod off. If you're over 14, you can get your shit together enough to show enough social grace to minimize people feeling excluded. If they commit genocide, now I think that's okay. People that have telephone conversations in public places with speakerphone on full volume. People who don't clear their table after eating at a restaurant. I know there's people employed in the restaurant to clean it, but I hate it when people don't even at least clean a spill they made or put a tissue in a bin. It's just really annoying. When someone is consistently late. No, running late is not a part of your personality, you're just an asshole. People who talk about themselves a lot tend to be rude in every other way. Not true. Some people have mental situations in which their social skills are compromised, but that doesn't make them malicious or bad people. Source: me. Picking their teeth in public. I'm not talking a quick, discreet pick that we all do. I mean taking a toothpick and running it up and down every single tooth repeatedly. I typically see this in older men. Just gross and rude. Those motherfuckers in hallways that walk as slow as humanly possible, while in groups that span the width of the hallway. Sometimes they have the audacity say, "You just go around us." So I have a roommate who I'm entirely convinced has absolutely no manners whatsoever. For context, I live in the barracks, so I have no choice but to live with this guy. I have 1.5 million stories about this guy, but I guess I'll start with the basics. Doesn't clean up after himself and refuses to help clean, even if he's a guest in someone else's home. Chain smokes/vapes in people's cars, flicks ash out the window, but everyone knows that literally will just kick it back into the Jeep. Tries to constantly teach people things and will talk your ear off and basically just dominate the conversation, no listening or allowing for a different perspective. Motherfucker literally introduced himself to me as the smartest man in any room. He plays music and sings in the shower at 4, 5, 6 in the morning and will take 45+ minute showers, 20 minutes to sit on the toilet, and 25 to have his concert. The last straw for me was when I came home on leave and saw his flashlight sitting out in the common area table. We've stopped inviting him to places. He sits in his room alone playing Xbox all day because I'm not responsible for teaching a 21-year-old child basic manners. It's not happening. If you're the smartest person in a room, you're in the wrong room. People who bring their speakers with them on hikes and blast them out loud for every animal and people on the trail to hear. Hiking Yosemite. It's beautiful, it's scenic. The sounds of the waterfall is so loud when you're close it's surprising. The sound of trees creaking is alarming. Around the corner comes Despacito. Great. When you're having a nice chat with someone and they start saying things that don't seem to make sense to you, then you realize they just answered a call on their @$ Bluetooth phone ear thingy and are not even talking to you anymore. Fuck, I've had this happen. Also, when I'm telling a story or something and I pause after getting no feedback and I see the person staring at their phone. Did you enjoy this video? Would you like more Reddit stories? Please subscribe for more contents.